can you lucid dream during the day? Well, the short answer is yes. The longer answer is sort of it depends. So you can technically dream during various stages of your sleep, but generally when we talk about dreams where you're fully present in this world, that you can touch things and see things and taste things and whatever, and you have the capability of getting lucid and controlling that dream and so on, we're talking about dreams that occur in REM. Now, REM is a particular stage of sleep that occurs roughly every 90 minutes in your sleep cycle. So you will be asleep and then roughly 90 minutes in, REM will start and you'll have a short REM period, and then about another 90 minutes later you'll have another one, and so on throughout the night. So if you just go to bed at the start of the night and you try to, say, perform wild, you're going to find that it doesn't work. You just lay there and keep trying and trying, but you aren't able to get into a dream because you're not yet in REM. So what you'll see with a lot of lucid dreaming techniques is that we will advise you to sleep for, say, 6 hours. And the reason for that 6-hour number is because that's a nice number to land you in one of your last and longest REM periods. So you wake up in the middle of that REM period, and because you're already in the middle of it and you've just exited REM when you woke up, then when you perform wild and you actually start drifting off back into sleep, you actually re-enter REM almost instantaneously, and so you can enter a dream right away. So how does this impact lucid dreaming during the day? Well, naturally, if you're just having, say, a 15-minute nap or something, that's not long enough to enter REM. Or is it? See, REM has some quirks, and I want to give a disclaimer before this next part that I don't fully understand exactly how this works or why this is the case. So, if someone is a sleep scientist or something or understands this a bit better, feel free to let us know down in the comments below why this actually happens. But for some reason, something I've noticed is that when you are sleep deprived and you actually go to sleep, even if it's at the beginning of the night, you enter REM very, very quickly, and you can, for example, perform something like wild right at the beginning of the night. The other time where you seem to be able to enter REM really quickly is if you've slept in the last few hours. So in those early hours of the day, sometimes even the early hours of the afternoon, I find that when you actually go for a nap, I find that sometimes you get in REM right away, and so sometimes you can perform these techniques like wild and so on. So if you are having a morning or afternoon nap, you can actually experiment with lucid dreaming techniques, and a lot of the time they'll work. Now, in my personal experience, the later in the day it gets, the less likely it is that you're actually going to enter REM right away. But another thing that I found is if you stack naps together, you seem to enter REM way quicker. It basically seems like fragmented sleep can actually cause REM to occur earlier. Because, for example, I have a nap chaining technique that I've talked about on this channel, which, by the way, you can check out the video for that if you want to know more. But the basic idea of it is that I will set an alarm to go off every 10 or 15 minutes, and I will just fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep, wake up. And after a few of these alarms, after only, say, 20-30 minutes of sleep sometimes, I will start finding myself in dreams in REM. And at that point I can perform a technique, like I can use DEILD to re-enter one of those dreams and become lucid. So I'm able to lucid dream during the day without needing to sleep for 90 minutes first to get into REM. So yes, you can lucid dream during the day. Obviously, the simplest way to ensure that you can lucid dream during the day would be to sleep for 90 minutes to get in REM and then perform a technique. But if you're napping early enough in the day, you might not need to do that whatsoever. You might just find that you're already in REM very quickly when you enter sleep, so you can actually try performing a technique right away. And if you don't have time for the 90 minutes of sleep, but you don't think you're in REM at the minute, or you want to be extra certain, then you can try what I suggested by chaining little naps together, where you have alarms go off every 10 to 15 minutes until you start dreaming. And then once you start dreaming and the alarm wakes you up, that's when you perform your technique. And of course, if you're actually sleep deprived as well, that's another thing to keep in mind. So let's say you didn't get very much sleep last night, and you had to get up after just 4 hours of sleep because you had work and it was already too late and you couldn't sleep in any longer. Well, now you know that you're sleep deprived, so if you end up, coming home from work for a couple of hours or something for lunch and you actually have the time to take a nap, then you can try just taking literally a 20-30 minute nap and try lucid dreaming during that time, because you might find that you enter REM right away and can in fact lucid dream just because of the fact that you were sleep deprived. So yes, don't be afraid to try out lucid dreaming during the day as well as at night. Now, if you want to learn more about lucid dreaming, be sure to check out my complete lucid dreaming book, The Lucid Dream Book. There'll be a link in the top right hand corner and down in the description down below. If you want more videos like this one, make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications so you can stay up to date when new ones come out. And if you want to keep watching right now, check out one of those videos on screen, go watch that, and I'll see you there soon. Take care.